What's up, everyone, and welcome to day 9 of the 12 days of Christmas. Today I'm ranking all my Christmas inflatables, so let's get started.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells ring and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing, but bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun.
23. Coming in at the end of today's list, we have the worst inflatable that I own. We've got the animated reindeer. This guy, like I've mentioned many times before, he has the worst design ever for an inflatable. The motor to turn his head is constantly having problems, and it's so heavy and the fan is so weak that the fan can't support the weight of the motor. So overall, he is a great looking inflatable, but his design is terrible. 22. Coming up on the list is one that's pretty basic and is what I'm putting at the end of the list. We've got the wreath inflatable. This inflatable, I definitely love it. It looks great over my window, but it's in last just because it doesn't have too crazy of a design to it. I wish it had more to it than just a simple wreath with some dots on it and a ribbon, but for what it is, it's still a cool inflatable, and it's only $20, and it looks great in my display. 21. Taking the 21st spot on my list is my inflatable penguin. This inflatable I don't really have any problems with. Basically, an inflatable from this point on the list is not going to be a bad one, but I am putting him a bit farther back of the list just because there's nothing too crazy about him. Now, this inflatable is still really awesome. I wanted a penguin inflatable for a long time. This one I was able to get for free, which was awesome, but just compared to everything else on the list, not too crazy inflatable, so he's going to take the 21st spot. 20. And now as we enter my top 20 inflatables, let's take a look at Jack Skellington. This guy I really love because he's a combination of my two favorite holidays, Halloween and Christmas. I love the way the Jack Skellington guy looks in his Santa suit. It's so awesome. And I love how they made him skinny just like how he is in the movie. Overall, really great inflatable, and it definitely deserves a number 20 spot. 19. And as we continue down the list, we've made our way to my polar bear inflatable. This guy's one of my older inflatables coming from 2019, and this guy is a great one. His Christmas sweater with the little Christmas tree and the look of his face is all really awesome, and this guy, they definitely did a great job designing him. So that's why he, of course, has taken the number 19 spot. 18. And now making our way to the 18th spot, we've got a Star Wars inflatable. This guy right here is my Stormtrooper with candy cane, which is an awesome guy. One thing I will say is these licensed characters, especially Star Wars, I wish they had more than just one Christmassy aspect to them, like how the Stormtrooper has a candy cane, but for what he is, he looks great and is definitely a great inflatable. 17. For the next one, let's continue on with the Stars inflatables and talk about Chewbacca. Just like what I said with the Stormtrooper, I wish these characters had more Christmassy to them, but for what he is, I really love the look of Chewbacca, and his little stocking he's holding is really cute. 16. And taking the 16th spot is going to be my 4-foot gingerbread man. This guy is one of my newest inflatables coming from Superstore from 2023, and this guy is awesome. I'm a huge fan of gingerbread man inflatables, so this guy was definitely a cool one to get, and he looks so great in my yard next to my big gingerbread man. 15. And at number 15, we've got another newer inflatable from Walmart from last year. We've got my Santa raccoon. This guy, I love that I was able to get him because he's just such a cute inflatable, and honestly is a really cool looking one. The raccoon itself looks awesome, and the added detail of the Santa outfit just makes it that much better. So it's definitely a great inflatable and deserves number 15 spot. 14. And taking the 14th spot is another inflatable from Walmart from last year. We've got my 4-foot reindeer. I love this inflatable because unlike most other inflatables, it has 4 legs that are standing all on their own, making this a really unique inflatable because they don't make much other inflatables like it. So I'm really happy I was able to get this inflatable, and I'm also happy to put it at the number 14 spot. 13. And coming up next, taking the number 13 spot, we've got Lightning McQueen. Ever since I was a kid, I always really wanted the Lightning McQueen and Mater inflatables, and when I saw this for sale at garage sale, I just had to get it. So overall, it's a real awesome inflatable, and hopefully sometime in the new year, I'll be able to find the Mater to go along with him. 12. Next up on the list, we've got my Snoopy inflatable. Snoopy has honestly got to be one of my favorite characters of all time, and I really want to get more Snoopy inflatables in the future. But for this guy, he looks awesome with his doghouse and the little wood stock. It's honestly a great inflatable. 11. Next up is a classic inflatable that no display would be complete without, and that inflatable is the Santa Claus. This guy is pretty much just your standard Santa Claus inflatable, but he's also on the candy cane. Overall, this guy's a big one, and he also looks really awesome. And since this guy is so awesome, I think he's a perfect way to end off the top 20. 10. So now as we enter the top 10 inflatables I own, let's start off by looking at my dog inflatable. This guy is another new one for this year that I was able to find at a garage sale, and honestly, this guy is a great inflatable. I love the festive look Jemmy chose for this inflatable. It looks very nice for it, and I really love the design. making this guy a great inflatable to start off the top 10s. 9. Next up at the number 9 spot is an iconic Christmas character. We've got the Grinch. This guy's another inflatable that I don't think a Christmas display would be complete without, because the Grinch is just such an iconic character. Overall, I love the look of the inflatable. He's popping out of the chimney with his Christmas tree and all the dog Grinches along the side. Overall, great inflatable. 8. And coming up next at number 8 is my 4-foot fox. This guy's a simple but cute one. I love the fox look of it, and it's nice and Christmassy with that Christmas hat on top. This inflatable for the fox, I definitely chose a perfect design that works really well, and this one definitely deserves a number 8 spot. 7. And next up, taking over the number 7 spot is another new inflatable for this year. We've got the reindeer in Snowball. This guy's one I purchased very late after Christmas last year, and also I'm glad I got it because it's such a cool one. The design is really cool with all the legs, arms, and head stick out of the Snowball, and I love the projector inside Snowball. It really lights this guy up really well. Honestly, this guy has a really great and funny design, and he definitely deserves a number 7 spot. 6. And at number 6, we've got the 5-foot moose. This guy got a few years back from Home Depot, and I'm glad I got him because he is a cool inflatable. I love the look of him. They definitely chose a great design to make this inflatable, and honestly, he deserves a number 6 spot. 5. And now as we enter into the top 5 inflatables I own, let's start off by taking a look at SpongeBob. Ever since I started collecting inflatables, I always really wanted a SpongeBob one, but there's never any stores that sold them. But the second that Canadian Tire had one for sale, I bought it in the middle of October, which I never buy Christmas stuff during the Halloween season, but since they got SpongeBob out, I had to get him. And I'm glad I got him because this guy now today is one of my favorite inflatables, and I don't know how my display could be complete without SpongeBob. 4. Next up on the list at the number 4 spot, we've got my gnome inflatable. This guy is an awesome one, especially with the fuzzy aspect of him. I love how around the edge of the hat and on his beard it just feels so nice and it looks really textured. And due to that, just makes him so much better, making me place him at the number 4 spot. 3. Coming in at number 3 is once again another new inflatable for this year, being my new dinosaur inflatable. This inflatable is just so cute and so funny. I love how the dinosaur has little Santa hats on each of his spikes, and the overall look of the dinosaur is really awesome. So I'm definitely glad I got this guy because he is one awesome inflatable. 2. And the second best inflatable that I own is my 8-foot gingerbread man. This guy I love so much. I love just how big his head is and how he's holding the candy cane, the presents and everything. And his overall design, it all looks perfect. So this guy is my biggest inflatable and one of my best one, deserving the number 2 spot. 1. And now as we come to the number 1 spot, we've got a tie for first place. Making the list for this video was easy to choose where to put lots of inflatables, but these two inflatables, it was hard to decide which one deserves number 1 spot, so I decided just to put them both at number 1. The first inflatable being my 7-foot snowman inflatable. I'm a huge fan of snowman inflatables since my first ever inflatable was a snowman, so this guy is definitely one of my favorites. And the other inflatable being my skiing moose, which we got last year, and this guy is so awesome with the moving feature of him, and overall he looks awesome. And with all that said, that finishes it for today's video, everyone. Hopefully you did enjoy checking out how I rank all my inflatables. If you would have ranked them differently, comment down below which ones you would have ranked differently. And I will see you all in the next video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And have a good day. Goodbye.